New Terminator-like robots will be used during Jacob's trouble. Alright, Shalom Israel. First and foremost, as always, I would like to give all praises, honor, glory, respect, and blessings to the creators of the heaven and earth, Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Wasaha, Kadash. Salutations to the Lord's elect on the four corners of the earth, pushing this truth and sincerity while patiently waiting for Yahweh Shai's return. And double honors to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone, which have taught us everything we know through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bashem, Yahweh Shai. And I just wanted to do a quick video real quick on an article I found here. This article was uploaded by blacklistednews.com, as you see up here. Video: new Boston Dynamics robot is pure nightmare fuel. And this is what they've been working on while you people been out there partying. You've been out there, worried about P. Diddy. You've been out there, in the spirit of mirth. You've been planning for these wicked holidays. You have big family plans and da 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 da. This is what Esau has been planning for y'all. Now if you're familiar with Boston Dynamics, they had an old model called Boston Dynamics robot. And as you see right here in this video, this is the old model. Now before I continue, okay, I think I know. Okay, let's see, just real quick, because this man is the wicked that the Bible speaks of. Do this. I'm gonna just do this. Let's see. Okay, I'm pretty sure that's in the book of Isaiah. So let's go to Google real quick. So scripture just came to mind. Bible. Many shall run to and fro, and knowledge shall be increased. KJV. Do this. Okay, so that's the book of Daniel. So let's go to Daniel's 12 and 4. Chapter 12, verse 4. Okay. Daniel chapter 12, verse 4. But thou, O Daniel, shut up the words and seal the book, even to the time of the end. Now, when it says the end, right? What is the end talking about? Let's go to the book of 2nd Esdras just real quick. Okay. 2nd Esdras chapter 6, verse 7. Excuse me. Second Esdras chapter 6, verse 7. Okay. Then answered I and said, what shall be the parting asunder of times? The parting asunder of times is talking about, from one generation to another. Or when shall be the end of the first? Now, the end of the first, I'm not going to get all into it because it's really a lesson for another time. But when you go back to the book of Genesis, the 25th chapter, right? Because what Esdras was alluding to, he was alluding to Jacob and Esau. Now, when you go into the account of when Isaac's wife Rebekah gave birth to Jacob and Esau, okay, in the book of Genesis, the 25th chapter, Esau came out first, okay? So what shall be the end of the first, and the beginning of it that followeth? And who came out second? Jacob did. So Jacob is the beginning, but Esau's the end, right? As it's going to tell you right here, right? And he answered and said unto me, from Abraham unto Isaac, when Jacob and Esau were born of him, Jacob's hand held first the heel of Esau, indicating that Jacob came out after Esau came out first. Okay. For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. Which Jacob is the beginning. That represents paradise. Okay, Jacob represents paradise, and that paradise starts with when Yahweh Shai returns. Babylon, which is America, is destroyed, and then Yahweh Shai, as well as the elect, which represents New Jerusalem, coming down from out of Yahweh Shai's chariot, putting the world in subjection, putting the heathens in slavery, starting with the top heathen on the planet, which is Esau, starting with the so-called banking elite families. Okay, all of them going into slavery, and the kingdom of heaven being built up on earth, and paradise being restored. Paradise being restored on earth, which is really the kingdom of heaven flourishing here on earth. Okay, so the Esau's the end of the world. So when you hear about, in Daniel 12:4, right? But thou, O Daniel, shut up the words and seal the book even until the end. Now you know that the end is talking about the end times, the last days, which Esau is the last days. We are at the last days of Esau's rulership. Okay, the Greek word aeon, which means an age. We are at the end of Esau's age, which is what? The age of wickedness. Okay, so even to the time of the end. So we are living at the end, which Esau's the end of the world, right? So we're living in Esau's age, an age of wickedness, where wickedness is going to flourish over the whole earth. Okay. Okay, but righteousness, is springing forth into the earth once more. Through what? Through the word of Yahweh, which is Yahweh Shai, being preached into the earth. Many shall run to and fro, and what? Knowledge shall be increased. So during Esau's reign, which we know Esau, who is Edom, we know him to be the self-proclaimed white man, starting with the so-called elites, who call themselves Rothschilds and Rockefellers, trickling down to the rest of their nation of people. Okay, these are your Edomites today. And during their reign, which Esau's the end of the world. So we're at the end of the world right now. Okay, we're living in Esau's rulership. At the end of the world, where wickedness will reign, knowledge will be increased. So what do we see right here? They went from this model, which I'm not going to play the video, right, to a more advanced model, which you see right here, right? So the new atlas, right, which this is the new atlas right here, which is what they're referring to. The new atlas clearly has a brand new design. It's now slimmer, looking more like an actual human body type. And it has a round head, something missing from the old atlas structure. In an announcement, Boston Dynamics says it is teaming with Hyundai, okay, to roll out real-world commercial uses for Atlas. Real-world commercial uses. And we usually know what they mean by real-world uses. Now, let's just real quick, let's go to Google and type in Hyundai. Who is Hyundai? And they sound like a Japanese corporation. Who is Hyundai? So Hyundai. Okay, so this is, and we know that South Korea is in cahoots with America, which is also another reason why North Korea is they see South Korea as an enemy because South Korea have sided with the US. Okay? So Hyundai Motor Company has served as the trailblazer of Korea's automobile industry since rolling out its Pony, developed with its own exclusive technology. Okay. Now, when you come over here, right, it gives you a more in-depth understanding of what Hyundai is and what its own and what country owns it. The Hyundai Motor Company, often referred to as Hyundai Motors and commonly known as Hyundai, is a South Korean multinational automotive manufacturer headquartered in Seoul, South Korea, which was founded in 1967. So South Korea has a hand in the development of this new Atlas robot that you see right here. Now, if we click on read more, it gives you an idea of what this robot is capable of. And all I got to do is put four fingers and a thumb on the wrist of that robot, and that robot can easily be a deadly weapon. You know, it would be able to hold a gun. It'd be able to hold a sword, a blade, if you will. You know, it'd be able to hold a rocket launcher because we go back to this video, right? And we see how advanced this robot is. I'm just going to get right to the point. And let me remind you that this is the old model. Okay.
This is the reason why I've canceled my doorbell camera subscription. This brand new.
So, Boston Dynamics recently just announced their new version of Atlas, and it is actually quite surprising how good this robot is. So, we're going to take a look at this robot and dive into exactly why this is literally the next generation of humanoid robotics. So that was the rather impressive demo that has been going viral recently, and I think it's pretty surprising on how insane that robot is. Now, there's a lot of stuff that I do need to tell you because it isn't just this demo, there's actually a decent amount of information that they've released with this robot, and I think we are about to see how crazy humanoid robots are about to get. So, if you don't know, this robot is I guess you could say, the next generation in terms of what's to come after they retired the initial version, which is
And
of
this
course
is
the
what's
Atlas.
this is what's going to be used during Jacob's
Now, some of
trouble.
it is a little bit confusing that they just didn't call this Atlas V2 or Atlas Pro or something different because their previous robot, a couple of days ago, they announced that they were going to be retiring this version. You remember this version of Atlas, the one that broke the internet in terms of being completely viral because it was a humanoid robot that moved as well as any human, or even better than some humans could, in very, very hard tasks. And this is something that definitely broke the internet. The videos have over hundreds.
And you better best believe these type of robots are developed by T-Man, okay? When you read about T-Men in the Holy Scriptures, T-Men is like the uh the geniuses amongst Esau's nation.
And hundreds of millions of reviews, and it seems that now, since they've decided to retire this robot, they're going to be moving on into the humanoid robot space. Now, with this demo that we saw, we've got to be honest, this is very, very impressive for a variety of different reasons. The fluidity of the robot, the uncanniness of the movement, I mean, just how the robot was able to stand up right there is definitely something that you only might see out of a Terminator movie. And then being able to just swivel on the joints right there shows us that this is a robot that can move very, very fluidly. Now, they also included some pieces
Perfect robot for terminating people.
of information with this robot, and there's a few key features that I do want to show you that you might have actually missed. So, with the blog post and the video, they said that this is the latest iteration of the Atlas robot that builds on a long history of innovation and research and design, pushing the limits of whole body mobility and bimanual manipulation. From Petman testing protective clothing to the recently retired HP Atlas performing parkour, we've spent over a decade moving the state-of-the-art forward with humanoid robotics. Now, of course, I've already shown you the video in which they talk about the evolution of Atlas and how they managed to get where they are today, but one thing I want you all to remember is that this version of Atlas, the first video where it was doing these crazy movements, wasn't even recently. These kind of videos and demos have actually been around for quite some time, and we even saw the recent parkour video. It's essentially 2 years old, so this robot is likely probably a few years in the making and isn't just something that they've decided to come out with. They've certainly been working on this for a very, very long time. Now, something that we always get in the robotics community is why on earth do they make robots that are in the humanoid form factor? So you can see right here that they say traditionally we have focused on legged robots because we wanted to build robots that could balance and move dynamically. Robots that could navigate unstructured, unknown, or antagonistic terrain with ease. And the main factor here, the main reason that most people don't seem to think about, because most people decide to question why.
So I mean, I'm not gonna play the whole video. You know, let's check this out.
Thinking to start cutting carbs, I need to drop my belly fat.
If you want to drop this,
Start eating more of these.
Grand closing and grand opening in just 24 hours. Boston became. So, what do we know about the new robot? Well, new Atlas is powered by batteries and electric actuators. No more tangled hydraulics. According to the developers, it surpasses human capabilities in both strength and flexibility. And compared to its predecessor, the robot will be able to handle large car parts, which we have not yet seen in Atlas competitors. The robot will not be geared towards regular human movement since their range of motion is somewhat limited. What we see when the robot in the video stands up looks more like a circus act. And get this, Atlas is intended to be a commercial product. Here's what the company says.
See, that's what they're telling you. But you know, like the scriptures say, never trust thine enemy. You see, who do you see as the face of this project? That's Amalek, T-Man. Okay, okay, which will be those Germans. But I'm not gonna get all into it. You know, fair use. But fair use on those videos. You see, this is what's going to be used during Jacob's trouble. You know, for you niggas, you know, you have this mindset of, well, if we knock the robot over, we should be able to get away from it. Nah, you seen how it stood back up. You know, so don't depend on it like tripping over logs and you know just yeah, there's an error code and it can't. Nah, man, nah. You see, and you better best believe they been had robots like this. Okay, just like this robot right here. You know, people think this is this model right here of this robot is something new. You know, it's something new that they have been working on and blah 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 blah. No, man, they've been working on something like this since the 1900s, and they finally decided to make it known in the year 2000. They've been had models like these. What you see here is nothing new. You know, so I mean, it begs the question: when was the model of this robot developed? Because they said down here, right, that this robot, they said that Hyundai is teaming up to roll out this for commercial uses. Now we know Hyundai has been around since the 1960s. But anyways, okay, Daniel chapter 12 verse 1. And at that time shall Michael stand up, the great prince, which standeth for the children of thy people. And there shall be a time of trouble. What trouble? Go over here. This is the trouble that it's talking about. Jeremiah chapter 30 verse 7. Alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even a time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it. The he is the elect, which is the 1/3. Okay? So, and there shall be a time of trouble, Jacob's trouble, such as never was since there was a nation, even to that same time. And at that time, thy people shall be delivered, everyone that shall be found written in the book. And that's the elect. The elect are the only ones written in the book of life. Okay? So it's going to get so bad out here that Michael is going to have to, the Lord is going to have to send Michael to defend his elect. Why? Because there's going to be things like this roaming our streets. With guns, AKs, revolvers, snipers, assault rifles, you name it. And it looked like this thing had fingers. Okay? Let me see if I can, let me do this. It looked like this thing had fingers on both of these things. Okay. What is that right there? Those look like 3 fingers, right? Closed up. Okay. And you can also see 3 more claws or fingers on that one. So it's going to get so bad out here, man, that the Lord's going to have to send Michael. These things are not going to be the only things roaming our streets. We also got to remember they got robot dogs that they can latch guns on top of. You know, they have flying drones that they could use to track down and assassinate their targets. Okay, so it's going to get bad out here, man. So I don't want to make this lesson too long. I pray and hope that you were informed and edified through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bashem, Yahweh Shai. With that, I'm going to say Shalom. It's on to the next one.